Week 4 of the fantasy baseball season. Here's a few pitchers I look to sell and trade this week. The first pitcher, Jose Soriano of the Los Angeles Angels. He's easily the best pitcher in fantasy baseball in the early going. 27 innings, 4-0 record, 31 Ks, and 0.33 ERA, 0.67 whip, and 4 quality starts. So last season he had a mediocre year, 169 innings, 10-11 record with 152 strikeouts, and a 4.26 ERA. But so far he's off to a monster start, is Jose Soriano. But to be honest, he's on a team, when it's all said and done this season, I don't think it's going to be that good. Is this Los Angeles Angel team, and so far he's pitching way over his head. The only thing I think that obviously could keep up is going deep into ball games, 6, 7, even 8 innings we've seen so far from him this season. March 31st at the Cubs, 6 innings, got the win, 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, 4 Ks, a quality start. April 6th versus the Braves, 8 innings, in that one got the win, 3 hits, a run, 10 Ks, a quality start. And April 12th at the Reds, 7 innings, got the win, 2 hits, no runs, 3 walks, 10 Ks, a quality start. So he's got, in the last 3 outings, 24 strikeouts, which is a big number for Jose Soriano. He's going out there, he's going deep into games. But like I said, this Angel team, I don't think it's going to be good when it's all said and done this season. And obviously as well, Soriano's not going to pitch to an ERA under a 1. So right now, well, he's been lights out and the best pitcher by far in fantasy baseball in the first few weeks of the season. He's definitely a sell-high candidate where he's at peak value. Like I said, is Soriano. He's hitting the strike zone. He's going very deep into ball games. And like I said, you could get a starter, maybe even a bat in a deal if someone really wants Soriano or they're that desperate for a pitcher. So this would be the perfect time for fantasy owners. Off this week, next pitcher, Taj Bradley of the Minnesota Twins. Taj Bradley, a former top prospect in the Tampa Bay Rays system. It just never panned out for him over there in Tampa Bay, but so far he's off to an amazing start on the year with the Minnesota teams. Another team like the Angels that I don't see contending when things really get into the thick of the season. And you know, by 50, 60 games in, what a team will be on the year for Bradley. 21 2/3, 3-0 record, 29 Ks, a 1.25 ERA, 1.25 whip, and 2 quality starts. He's pitching great baseball in the early going. He's not that great of a high strikeout guy as Bradley, but so far this season his strikeout numbers have gone up. And I've said this in other videos. So far in the early part of the year, pitchers are going to be ahead of batters in the early part of the season, especially in the cold weather. And we know in Minnesota it's cold out there, April and even into mid-May at times. Last few outings for Bradley, April 2nd at the Royals, 6 innings, got the win, 5 hits, no runs, a walk, 3 Ks, a quality start. April 7th versus the Tigers, 6 1/3, got the win, 6 hits, a run, 10 Ks, a quality start. And April 12th at the AL champs from last year, the Blue Jays, 5 innings, got the win, 5 hits, a run, 4 walks, 7 Ks. So last game his control was off a little bit, is Taj Bradley. And to me, at best, he's still a 5 or 6 inning pitcher. So right now, well, he's pitching over his head a little bit, is Taj Bradley. And like I said, he's on a Minnesota Twin team that I don't believe is going to be a contender this season when we really get going in the next couple months. And also as well, the run support's not going to be there. He's definitely a sell-high candidate, a guy who pretty much, he was undrafted in majority of fantasy leagues early in the season. And now to pick him up off the waiver wire the first month of the year and flip him in a deal, that's the type of moves that could win fantasy leagues. A guy that's off to a hot start and, you know, most likely won't keep it up, and then you get a proven player or a guy who you think could bounce back. Next pitcher, Michael Soroka of the Arizona Diamondbacks. He's definitely turned the clock back a little bit, looking like he did back in his Atlanta Brave days before he went down multiple seasons in a row with an injury. On the year, 15 2/3, 3-0 record, 23 Ks, a 2.87 ERA, 1.21 whip. But the thing with him, no quality starts. He's not going deep into games. I know he's been in and out of rotations over the last couple seasons and bouncing around the league with the White Sox, with the Nationals, and now here with the Arizona Diamondbacks. But his K rate is up in the early going. But with Soroka, even if he gets stretched out a little bit more, I don't think he's nothing more than a 6 inning pitcher at best. March 30th versus the Tigers, 5 innings, got the win, 4 hits, no runs, a walk, 10 Ks. April 4th versus the Braves, 5 innings, got the win in that one, 4 hits, a run, 3 walks, 3 Ks. And April 10th to Philadelphia, 5 2/3, got the win, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 walks, 10 Ks. So that last outing at Philly, definitely shaky. But Arizona came back in that ball game and won it. The last 3 outings, 23 strikeouts for Soroka. Those strikeout numbers are way up there, obviously, for him. But another case where Soroka, he's not going deep into games. He don't have a quality start. under his belt in the early going. The only thing that obviously looks great for him is the K rate and still a solid ERA under a 3 in the early part of the season. But another case, just like Bradley, someone you could pick up off the waiver wire and flip in a deal. And also as well, Soroka, he's been injury prone, like I said, for a decent part of his MLB career. So right now, while he's pitching well, I would put him on the trade block and see what I could get in a deal for him. Next pitcher, Bryce Elder of the Atlanta Braves. On the year, he's off to a great start, 17 2/3, 1-1 record, 16 Ks, a 1.02 ERA, 1.02 whip, and 2 quality starts. So last season, he was batting practice, was Bryce Elder. He went 156 innings, though, in 38 innings for sure, with a 5.30 ERA, and the K rate wasn't good as well, but did have 14 quality starts. Elder, a former top prospect in this Atlanta Braves system, and so far he's off to a great start. In this Brave team, I think definitely has a good chance this season of winning the NL East, where Philly's taking a step back a little bit. New York Mets, they're reeling, especially with Juan Soto out, and their hitting is way behind right now. So I think Bryce Elder and this Brave team, it could be a good year for them, but I just don't believe Elder's going to be consistent like he has so far in the early going, even though his next outing is April 15th versus the Miami Marlins, and we know their offense ain't great. March 30th versus the A's, 6 innings, got the win. 5 hits, no runs, a walk, 5 Ks, a quality start. April 4th at the D-backs, 7 innings, tough luck loser. 4 hits, no runs, a walk, 8 Ks, a quality start. And April 10th versus the Guardians, he came back down to earth a little bit, only 4 2/3, no decision. 4 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 3 Ks. His walk rate's definitely gone down a little bit first 3 outings of the year for Bryce Elder, but he's still a pitcher I'm not 100% believing in, and he's another guy. He's a classic guy that wasn't drafted in most fantasy leagues early in the season, and now he's only 50% of fantasy leagues. Another one that you could flip in a deal possibly for a hitter. But like I said, he does have a good matchup coming up versus the Miami Marlins. This division, is the summer months come upon us in the warmer weather, I think the Phillies, they're going to start hitting more. New York Mets, I think they'll start hitting more, especially when Juan Soto returns to the lineup. And even the Nationals, they got some hitters in that lineup. So I think Bryce Elder right now, he's pitching good, no doubt about it. But I think he's just an early season wonder, and then he'll tail off a little bit in the final pitcher, Emerson Hancock of the Seattle Mariners. So we know this Mariner team over the last 4 or 5 years, they've really turned out some big-time pitching prospects. Logan Gilbert, George Kirby, obviously, Woo, and now Emerson Hancock's finally found it a little bit so far in the early going. 2-1 record, 17 2/3, 19 Ks, a 2.04 ERA, 0.74 whip, and 2 quality starts in the early going. Hancock as well, another pitcher that he wasn't drafted in a majority of fantasy leagues, and he's been a hot waiver wire pickup early in the season. And he's going out there and he's mowing down batters, and he's going pretty deep into games. March 29th versus the Guardians, 6 innings, got the win. No hits, no runs, a walk, 9 Ks, a quality start. April 4th at the Angels, 6 2/3. Tough luck loss in that one. 6 hits, a run, 5 Ks, a quality start. And April 10th versus Houston, 5 innings, got the win in that one. 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 5 Ks. His next outing's April 15th at the Padres, where we know that's a pretty decent lineup over there in San Diego. But another guy, maybe he finally found it, is Hancock. Like I said, the Seattle Mariner organization over the last 4 or 5 seasons, some big-time pitching prospects have come up and obviously panned out, where that doesn't happen a lot, where you hit on 2 or 3 guys like the Mariners do. And if Hancock could keep it going, they'll be the 4th pitching prospect that they've hit on in the last 5 seasons. But I don't think Hancock's going to keep it up. I know the AL West definitely a little bit better as well, and that's another reason I don't think Hancock's going to keep it up at the pace he's at. And also, we've seen the struggles for him over the last couple seasons, even though now, this year, knowing he has a rotation spot, maybe he's more comfortable changing things up a little bit. And it just takes some of these top prospects a few years to get going and hit their stride. But like I said, right now, Hancock is someone I don't think he's going to keep it up. And this is a tough AL West. Athletics, their hitting's better this season. We know Houston, they always got a decent hitting club. And the Texas Rangers as well, they got a solid lineup, 1 through 9. So that's a few pitchers I look to sell and trade for week 4 of the fantasy baseball season.